I've made videos on how to get your real estate license, how much agents make, and where to get real estate leads. But one thing I haven't talked about is if this career is right for you. I'm a firm believer that if someone wants to do something and they put their mind and effort into it, they can do it. Do you want to be a doctor, a pilot, an engineer, or even a real estate agent? Then go for it. But unfortunately, many people stop before they even get started. They set up scenarios in their head telling themselves that they can't do it or why they'll fail. And that's where I come in. And I'm telling you that you can do it if you want to. If you feel like real estate is something you want to get involved in and now you're seeing this video, then it's probably a sign. But before we get started, and if you don't already know who I am, let me introduce myself. My name is Dsouza and I'm a local real estate agent here in sunny Southern California. And I've been officially a full-time real estate agent for the past 6 years. The reason why I'm making this video is because I know that I'm not the only one that was lost or confused with what career path to take. I mean, I myself finished a master's degree in public health and was planning to go to med school, but here I am doing real estate. And you're probably wondering, why did you get into real estate? And I'll leave that for another video, because right now I want to go over the question at hand. Is real estate the right career choice for you? So let's get started. Number one, and the most important question is, what is your motivation? Now guys, I want to be real with you. Money is a huge motivation for why people get into real estate. You can make 6 figures your first year in real estate if you work hard enough. But money should not be the long-term reason of why you get into real estate. If you're financially strapped like how I was when I first started this career, I totally get it. You need money to survive. But you won't survive long-term if you jump into a career that you can't see yourself doing for a long time. You need to find that meaning and purpose that drives you and makes you want to jump out of bed every single day. Is it to quit your day job, become your own boss, to buy a new car, or more importantly, to have more time to spend with your friends and family? Figure out what your motivation for this career is, set your goals, and then figure out how you're going to reach them. Number 2, you are your own boss. This is probably one of the hardest parts of this job because you're no longer working under anyone. There's no one looking over your shoulder to tell you what you should or shouldn't do, and it's easy to slack off. Some agents struggle with this aspect and tend to not wake up on time or even complete their tasks for that day. In order to be successful, you have to be disciplined, which typically starts with your morning routine. If you don't have one, or you feel like you just lack motivation in general, I highly recommend you read the book Miracle Morning. Also, using an online calculator like Google Calendar to set time blocks can help you stay organized. Being your own boss is, not gonna lie, it's amazing, and it's one of the reasons why I love being a real estate agent. But keep in mind, you get paid based on results, not hourly or salary, which leads me to number 3. It's not easy money all the time. And I'm sure you guys do hear it all the time. Real estate agents make a ton of money, they ride around in fancy cars, they have big mansions and houses, and they just live the good life. But what you don't realize is most agents don't have lives like this. In fact, according to salary.com, the average real estate agent salary in the United States was $44,100 as of June 28th, 2022. But the great thing about real estate is that these stats don't mean that you'll be making that amount, because everything is based on how hard you're willing to work. Which brings me to number 4. Real estate is not an easy profession, especially when you're starting out. If you think the salesperson's exam was hard, try convincing someone to sell one of their largest assets. 6 months after I got my real estate license, I was working 7 days a week, 13 plus hours a day, just to find clients. Some days it was fun just based on what I was doing, but other days, it was just miserable. Learning how to design postcards, door hangers, flyers from scratch, because I didn't have the money to hire someone else that could take over that responsibility. That was tough, but hard work does pay off and it does get easier over time. If you were to ask me back then if it was worth it, I would probably say no. But if you were to ask me now, I would say yes, because I was able to build up my business, my clientele, and my systems to what it is today. Number 5. Talk to lots of people. Being an agent means you have to actively go out and talk to people, whether that's on the phone, door knocking, cold calling, at open houses, through social media, and the list goes on and on. If you're an extrovert, this could be a great career for you. Unfortunately, I'm not, and I actually made a video on how I am as an introvert and if you can be an introvert in real estate. So go check that out. Real estate is a numbers game, meaning in order for you to get one deal, you have to talk to tons of people, even hundreds. Remember, this isn't like selling cookies for $5. This is helping people buy and sell homes worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, even millions. And most people take their time when making decisions or choosing the right agent for the job. Number 6, lots of rejection. And I don't mean the just regular, oh no sir, I am not selling my house today, but thank you anyways. I'm talking about the get off of my property, don't ever call me again, insert curse words here. When this happens, you just need to shrug it off and move on to the next person. Some people can handle this and other people are very sensitive and emotional. But overall, don't let this scare you. It's part of the job. And when you actually work with amazing clients, you forget all the other 99 people that were rude to you and said no. Number 7, you have to do lots of follow-up. Meaning, after you speak with someone that is interested in buying or selling, you need to make sure you stay front of mind. Because the last thing you want to do is having another agent coming out of nowhere and taking your prospective client. You can do this by staying in contact with them via text, email, phone calls, postcards, stopping by the property during the holidays to drop off a pie or some other gift item, and any other methods that will make them remember you. Recently, I've been asking people if they have Facebook or Instagram and then adding them on there, and then staying in touch with them periodically. Number 8, you can't be a secret agent. And you're probably wondering what the heck that is. Well, it's simply not telling people that you're a real estate agent because you're either an introvert, you're not confident enough, you're scared, or you just don't know how to market yourself as an agent. For example, when I first started out, a lot of people knew I was getting my master's degree, getting ready for medical school, only to have them find out that I was going into real estate. I bet you some people thought I was crazy. But see, that was the problem. I was so afraid about what people thought of me and my new decision of going into real estate that I didn't tell anybody for a really long time. And by doing this, I actually prevented myself from growing and finding potential clients and people to work with right from the beginning of this career. If you decide to get into this career, be confident about it. Tell everybody you know because it's only going to benefit you in the long term. Number 9, it could be months before you see results. I'll be honest with you, it will get frustrating, especially when you're working and you see absolutely no results. When I first started, I would door knock for hours on end, many days of the week, only to come back home just frustrated and angry that I couldn't get any leads. And this would happen for days and weeks on end. It gets discouraging. But always keep in mind that real estate is a numbers game. The more people you talk to, the more likely you will find someone looking to work with you. And the great thing about this is you will eventually find someone to work with. Number 10, you must be able to adapt. Just a few years ago, the internet, phones, and computers changed the entire dynamic of how real estate is done. Back in the day, you could easily go up to someone's door, you could knock, they would come to the door, you'd have a simple conversation if they wanted to sell their home or if they were looking to buy another one, and you either got a lead or not. Now if you do that, they'll either talk to you through an electronic doorbell, so you don't even have face-to-face contact, or if you do talk to them, they'll search for you online to check your reviews, stalk you on Facebook, and do anything they can to find out about who you are and why they should even work with you. The same thing has happened for the internet. Most people go onto a website to check and see if there are reviews, either about restaurants, about real estate agents, about anything, even products. And that has shifted the way that people now interact and find the people that they want to work with, or the products or food or services that they want to get from. If you don't adapt to how the business is changing, you're going to be left behind. Number 11, you must learn multiple parts of the business. Even though you're considered a real estate agent, you're not. You're actually more than that. You have to wear multiple hats in this business. Sometimes you're a photographer, sometimes you're a psychologist because your clients are very stressed out. You're also a salesperson, a mediator, a marketer, and the list of additional jobs goes on and on. So now that I've covered the main reasons and ideas to see if this career is right for you, answer the following questions. And feel free to pause the video just so that you have some time in between questions to answer them. Number 1, what is my motivation to become a real estate agent? Number 2, can I be my own boss and stick to the schedule that I make? Number 3, do I have enough money saved, and am I okay with not making a lot of money for the first few years being in real estate? Number 4, am I able to work very, very hard at all hours of the day? Number 5, am I able to talk to lots and lots of people to find new clients? Number 6, am I willing to face rejection? Number 7, am I willing to stay in touch with people to follow up with them? Number 8, am I willing to let people know that I'm a real estate agent? Number 9, am I willing to work for months and months on end without seeing any results? Number 10, am I willing to adapt to new changes? Number 11, am I willing to learn multiple parts of this business? And am I willing to wear multiple hats? If you answered yes to most of these questions, then being a real estate agent might actually be a good career path for you. But if you said no to most of these, you can still do it anyways, because you can always change your career path down the line if you don't like it or if something doesn't work for you. The fact that you wanted to at least give this career a chance says a lot about you. Remember, as I mentioned before, this career is a numbers game. The more people you talk to, the more people you're going to find that are willing to work with you in either buying or selling a home. The harder you work, the more it will pay off, and this in turn will get you to your goals faster. At the end of the day, this career allows you to live life on your own terms, which is exactly what I was able to do for myself. So give it a shot, because I know that you can do this. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.